We are ORB members, and we'd like to say a huge thank you for being able to be guest speakers on your event today. So today we're going to look at the Good Small Business Awards. It's really exciting. I know some of you know about it. Some of you have applied to the awards before. There's a lot of developments, but what I think is important, we could share information and knowledge. Is very key for all business owners, small and micro businesses, to share that and how we operate, because we're very agile. Things are evolving quickly, and how we get those tips and advice so that we can have sustainable growth. And so today we chose to look at our journey in how we've been developing the Good Small Business Awards, so that it's interesting, it's a story, but we can also bring some real insights that really could support and help your journey too. So we're going to begin with how our story began. So businesses often talk about, well, I had the business. It's like the process of how it started forms the purpose. That's why it's so important. So I'm going to hand over to Garth to kick off our brilliant story about how the awards came about.
Thank you very much, Claire. I'm Garth Dallas. I'm one part of your double whammy today. I am a lawyer by profession. I specialize in business and employment law. We created Dallas Consulting a few years ago to differentiate ourselves where we weren't focusing purely on the legal side of the business, but also the consulting side of the business. Why? Because it became clear to me and to us through our profession that whilst we were working with businesses generally around, their legal requirements in business law and stuff like that, it became clear that at the end of the day, it's about creating an ecosystem around business as a force for good. Because people spend so much time either running their business or working in their businesses that it made total sense to not just look at business from a perspective of what their problems are, but to engage with them around how they can become sustainable and how they can look after the individuals within their organizations as well as their wider stakeholder. So we pretty much started to work around the area, worked with the Good Business Festival, which, in 2019 was here in Liverpool City region, a contract from central government to deliver a national business festival. And it was looking around, this business as for good. COVID stepped in and it created a lot of disruption, but also opportunities within the space. It became clear that the businesses that were doing well and continue to do well were businesses that were focusing on developing their people. You look after your people, they look after your customers, you look after your customers, you look after your bottom line. And it also became clear to us that the majority of the businesses that we were engaging with were small and micro businesses. Whatever statistics you look at, maybe 98 or 99% of UK PLC is populated by small and micro businesses. When we talk about sustainability and ESG, there is absolutely no way that we can, as a country, achieve those goals if we don't work with the small businesses in this space to bring them along the journey. And that's where we saw not necessarily an opportunity or a gap. What we saw was how we could genuinely, in this space, provide some value. And what differentiates us in this space is that, yes, I am a EDI practitioner and specialist. Have been doing that for many years, but also the legal aspect and bringing that in, but also understanding of businesses and particularly in the small and micro business space. And that's when the Good Business Festival completed and they moved on new show in town. But no, for us, there wasn't a new show in town. We decided that we would set up our own Good Small Business Awards. It's the first national sustainability award with entry exclusively reserved for small and micro businesses. It is a new-ish concept. We started in 2022, 2023. We delivered the first award in Liverpool, and we ourselves were blown away by the extensive interest across the country in this space. It's about integrity. It's about transparency. We're not just here to, give out awards for awards' sake. It's about ensuring there's credibility around it. So that's why we have teamed up with ORB, we've teamed up with Good Business Charter and various others to ensure there's transparency around the judging process, transparency around the process for entry, and how we engage with the businesses that do enter the awards. And what we're doing as well as an award night is engaging extensively to ensure that businesses can get different kite marks, if so be, maybe the Good Business Charter. Not every small business can go straight for B Corp accreditation initially. We know that is the gold standard, but what we try to do is to handhold our businesses to get them to understand that they can move step by step into the sustainability space. And that's where we talk about collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. Collaboration is a new competition. And we're all here to collaborate with other organizations and businesses in this space to co-create what we believe is the best sustainability journey and award in the UK for small and micro businesses. So that's our journey in 2024. We're going to be in Manchester the second year. We've got a 5-year strategy that will take us into Birmingham in year 3, somewhere between Oxford and Bristol in year 4. Then year 5 will be in London and then come back. But we're proud to be a Northwest born entity, and we will continue to fly the flag nationally, but ensure that we engage with businesses right across the entire country. That's our journey, and that's where we've got to so far.
Thanks, Garth. And, I think the key point here is, number one, as we've met some incredible businesses in all, you don't have to be a huge business to do something mighty. This is, in terms of what's your real purpose, what's your passion in that purpose to make a difference. And it's not what the world sees, how big it is. Every contribution has its place. Every contribution in sustainability is important. And when we formed the awards, it's a framework to collaborate. It's not about, we have amazing showcase. If you don't have a showcase, if you don't see case studies, how can you really learn and develop? It's better, knowledge is power, right? So, but this is about a coming together. And I know you're all very aware of this in the sustainability space, that those relationships, the collaborations is what is a massive part of the driving force behind businesses really growing. You think, how could I do this? I mean, as micro companies ourselves, how on earth could we launch a national awards without the investment, without the resources in place? And it's about that innovation, being really creative and working with incredibly collaborative companies and people who are sustainability led. That we all understand it, we all support each other, and that uplifts, so we all move forward together in our own way. And that's what the awards, essentially the framework is to share business practice on different impacts, what works, what doesn't in the micro and small business space, so that we can all together make a real difference. So here is the award success for 2023. We did expect to have businesses primarily in the Liverpool area, Merseyside, but across the Northwest. And actually, I think there's such a need for the smaller micro business community to come together. From day one, we had national entries, and that blew us away. There was such a longing and yearning for business to say, look, I want to be part of this, not because of the awards. It's about the collaboration. It's about how you can share practice together. It's about spreading the word on the amazing things you're doing so that something can happen from it, projects, business development. And that happened from day one, which is really thrilling for us. So here we have all the figures, but it's not about just the winners. The winners are amazing. I mean, they are, having winners means you can show this is a case study, this is what's happening, this is where they started. And all of the winners are very, very humble people who started off with this purpose, and they've made strides forward in their own way. And all our journeys are unique to us, but we can all do something to help. And if there's anything at all in your business, I'm going to plug it now, get in touch with us. We will know some business, some person in this with a sustainability-led purpose who will be able to give you some support, join forces with you in collaboration, whatever it is. We will be able to give you that little step up. So Garth has mentioned that the awards are about sustainability. I know that you are all very knowledgeable from what I've met from ORB members before, but to just clarify that. So these are National Sustainability Awards exclusively for small and micro businesses. Micro comes within the small. It's a very important part of it. I would haven't got the figures with me today, unfortunately, but the micro business percentage of the small business community across the UK economy is growing massively. So the future is not just like we're in the future now. There's a huge power about a collective of micro businesses that are doing incredible work in the sustainability in their own field across all industries. So these awards are about the 4 pillars. We have planet, people, profit. You need to have money, be a profitable business in the sense of when you start, so I'm just covering costs. Yes, but you will get profit eventually. It's about good governance. It's about being here in the long term so that those goals keep evolving. So your sustainability journey, it's about a journey that's cyclic. It keeps going and growing. And we've added a 4th P here, which is purpose, because purpose underlines everything. We've explained now where we're at, how we've started. Purpose is really important. It's not about your mission or vision. Your purpose is the absolute heart of your company, where you make decision upon what you make decisions on. So sometimes there could be what seems a great opportunity that would take you away from what your whole strategy, what your business is there to do. And it keeps you very focused on your sustainability goals. So here our purpose is unite UK businesses with a common goal to be a force for good, creating a better world whilst developing a stronger economy by pioneering good business practice. There is so much practice out there. That's amazing. You can never stop learning. And to see how innovative and creative micro and small businesses are, it's really inspirational, and it can really change very quickly, positively, the impact you're having. And when you're looking at the sustainability goals, and when you say this is what we're doing, there is a big focus. Now it's like really need to get some tangible measurements. It's not about governance and a tick box. Evidence it. It doesn't need to be in a traditional way, because that impact needs to be showcased. That needs to be demonstrated. That will open doors for your business. That will help your purpose grow into its fruition. So here, the awards, the credibility. So yes, we're talking about awards, and I'm very conscious that awards are across a huge spectrum in terms of quality and what they're doing. And what we've seen is some really well-intentioned awards, but it's a popularity contest, or they'll just double check, is this is this business marketing it as doing green things, which sustainability is also people, you know, but it's all well intentioned sometimes, but beyond the greenwashing, there is now green wishing. You know, what we're doing is breaking through all of that facade and saying, actually, and the power of the small and micro business community can actually do that, because you walk the walk, you do what is absolutely demonstrated, and it actually brings the rest of the economy up to task. It's saying, well, this is what we're doing, what are you really doing? You know, there are great things being done of businesses of all sizes, but there is a lot of hiding. There is not transparency. And what we want to bring into the forefront is, you know, the credibility that's really innovative, that really is transparent, as Garth had mentioned before. So we have industry expert judges in the UK, and Jill Poet is one of our judges. They are all acclaimed and accomplished in what they're doing. They've evidenced their work in the sustainability across the UK. And that's really important, because it's not lip service. These are people who are trailblazers. These are people who are pioneering sustainability. We also have an advisory board of business leaders. So this is an extra layer, if you like, or additional layer of rigor and quality in how we are approaching the awards, making sure that we keep that quality assurance across everything we're doing. It's very inclusive. So our entry process for businesses, there is no entry fee. We have a few very specific questions without reams of thousands of words. This is the inclusive part. Micro and small businesses do not have the time to spend days, and do not have a marketing team to spend days trying to submit to awards. It's not about a marketing ploy to just have a show. This is real. This is about trailblazing practice in the UK to really build up the small and micro business community in sustainability practice. The fair criteria scoring, again, there's independent, say, consultants and specialists that is across the judging panel and beyond, of how all the entries can be truly looked at in terms of their, say, the word scoring, but an assessment, because it is an awards. But actually, it's about being really fair, knowing what happens on the ground. It's not about how much you've done. It's about what that impact is. And there is a really good understanding between micro businesses and small, because obviously it's about scaling. We're accredited by the Good Business Charter and the Future Fit Foundation. We've just become accredited by the Future Fit Foundation last week. So that's a big one. And we're looking at other accreditations as we go forward. So we're not looking at how many awards we win, although some might be nice in the future. We're awards company. We're looking at what is the accreditation that holds us to account, and also then says, look, you can do this. And I know obviously ORB have got the responsible business accreditation, which is excellent as well. We have SME Climate Hub, ORB, FSB, Better Business Act. We have a number of organisations who are totally endorsing and supporting us in terms of really the credibility behind what we're doing. Our aim is to bring the quality, bring the impact of the techniques, the practice that is in micro and small businesses to its own standard. We're not going to create a new accreditation. That's not our space. But it means that it opens doors across that whole community. It's building up that community so they can keep growing, keep to that next big milestone. And innovation. So we want to do things differently. And we have an annual impact report that we've just launched, I'll be talking about in a minute, and reporting tools. So every year we're looking at what are we doing to add value? What are we doing to help you? What are we doing in these awards that could bring more support for your growth? And so it's the give back. We're paying it forward. So I've mentioned greenwashing and green wishing too. One of the things we do, which maybe from the small business and micro business point of view is not really maybe understood about the awards, is that we hold bigger companies to account. So it's far beyond greenwashing. With all our sponsors, we say, right, what's your sustainability strategy? What do you need to improve? What's not going well? So obviously this is all in confidence. And how can we help you on specific ESG goals and actions? How can we help you? How can you walk the walk? We'll help facilitate and we'll knowledge share so you can continue to do that. So it's making an impact whatever we're doing in the awards. And the sponsors, even if they're doing some great work, and obviously it won't be greenwashing, they need to keep advancing too. And one of the biggest areas we've found is connection with small businesses locally in their supply chain strategy to be more sustainability led. They want to be able to procure locally, and they're really struggling with how to build those relationships and how to engage. That's what one of the key things we help with. So here for the award entry highlights, I've mentioned there's no fee. So it's national brand exposure. We've had a lot of press. We've got a media partnership we're about to announce, which is exciting in the next couple of weeks. We want to really demonstrate to the whole of the UK, this is what these businesses are doing. It works, it's having impact, and this is what the impact does. So it's great to be seen. We want to put you out there. The marketing is critical for any business, but it's not just as a glitzy shop front. It's really, really deep substance here. So we showcase your impact, and we have over 1,000 small and micro businesses, which is building. I think it's a lot more than that now, that you can connect into across the whole of the UK. This year in particular, we're giving customized industry expert feedback on every single entry. So if it was asked for last year, we could give some, but this time every single entry will have the industry expert feedback, and the feedback is to really guide you and help you to that next stage for your sustainability growth. So I mentioned before a report. So the new development this year, so it's really exciting, is that instead of just on the answers that you give in the award entry, you get some feedback, which is good. That feedback is going to be put with your information about your company into a good small business report. This is a report which is about sustainability impact. It's a report in a template that I imagine at the moment we're working on Canva, where you will be able to use. You'll be able to use it for, again, for growth. So this will be going for bids, going for tenders, going for funding, for bigger clients maybe, where you need to formalize what you're doing. This is going to give you the resources to do it. So it's helping you build resources that are helped designed by UK industry experts for sustainability. So the award categories, you've seen them before, they're on our website, the Good Small Business Awards. There are 15 categories. They cover all different industries, sustainability pillars. There's been one change, which was low emissions. We've now got carbon reduction, which is obviously a very key area for many businesses focusing on at the moment. And finally, the awards. This year, so every year we will be presenting the actual award ceremony in a different place. And the reason is, which we haven't mentioned yet, is because we work collaboratively in sustainability-led community projects. We invite the big sponsors to engage in that. We invite our network. It's not just for award entries, but our network of small and micro businesses to engage in it. And so we build working deeper impact and engagement wherever we go. So we decided this year we're going to Manchester. So we'll be doing some projects in the next 6 months that are really high impact sustainability projects. Do get in touch if you want to be involved. And that will happen. When we go to another area, we're still doing it in Liverpool. So we start building a community of engaging projects, impact projects, and continue to do that as we move across the country. So we don't just do it for a year and move on. We continue to deepen and extend that. So this year we're in Manchester, and it's the 18th of July. I'm so sorry why that's 19th. It's on the Hilton Deansgate in Manchester, and it's hosted by award-winning DJ Roy Basnet, who hosted the last year's awards. He's a part of our team, and it's only just been announced for the first time on this event. It's going to be announced today formally that the ITV iconic weather presenter Emma Jesson is also our co-host for this year's awards. So it's very, very exciting. So to be a sustainability champion, here is the information. Enter on our awards website, goodsmallbusinessawards.co.uk. And if you have any questions, you can email us, you can ring me. We're more than happy to help you.
Thank you, Claire. Can I just say one final thing before we open up to questions?
Yeah.
Just to go back to the way Giles started by talking about his strapline, for want of a better word, reducing carbon one website at a time. Great. Ours is saving the planet one small business at a time. And Claire did mention that we made some amendments to one of the category, changing from low emissions to carbon reduction. Within this space, it would be remiss of us not to mention that it was Jill who recommended that we make that change. And that's what we do. We work with our partners, and based on her advice, we've changed it to carbon reduction. And that is for a business that can demonstrate practices that has resulted in significant reduction in carbon as well as methane. So I can see Giles and his concept around turning your cameras off to reduce carbon. Giles, I think you should be entering that category afterwards. Thank you very much, guys, for having us. Any questions?